The town of Davidson, North Carolina, has a church, the St. Alban's Episcopal Church. And it's a pretty affluent area. The people there are all, at the very least, it seems to be upper middle class. They all seem to be very comfortable at the very least. And the St. Albans Episcopal Church recently erected and installed a statue on its property. You know, like most churches do, they have maybe the Virgin Mother outside, or they put up a nativity scene if it's during that time of the year. Well, they installed a homeless Jesus statue in the middle. Well, this church is in the middle of this upscale neighborhood. And the homeless Jesus statue basically depicts Jesus Christ, the Son of God, wearing covered in like a blanket, lying down on a bench. And the Reverend David Buck, who is the reverend of this 65-year-old Baptist turned Episcopalian, he's a 65-year-old Baptist turned Episcopalian, excuse me. And he said that he thinks the statue gives authenticity to the church. He said it's a relatively affluent church, and we need to remind ourselves that our faith expresses itself in active concern for the marginalized of society.
Huh?
He also said it's a good Bible lesson for those who are used to seeing Jesus Christ depicted in traditional religious art as, a Christ of glory. Usually you see him with the shining light behind him and that halo over his head, and he's standing almost floating in the mists of people. I mean, I'm a Catholic. I've seen these paintings. They treat him, they portray him as some sort of, nice skin, some sort of white, godly figure. Well, what happens when you erect or install this homeless Jesus statue in this upscale neighborhood? Well, you get the cops being called on Jesus Christ. That's right. David Borax, editor of the local Davidson News, did a report on this installation, and found out that people in the neighborhood, one woman in particular, who drove by the church, saw the statue and thought it was a real homeless person sleeping on a bench in her upscale neighborhood. Can't have the homeless hurting my property values. So she called the police because she wanted to get rid of this homeless person.
There's a long-haired fella in front of the church. I think he's going to drive our prices down of our homes and rob us all. Officer!
Other neighbors who live just a couple doors down from the church wrote a letter to the press trying to gain some sort of, maybe public outcry with fellow assholes saying that the statue creeps him out. The homeless are creepy,
I'd just like to get my fellow assholes on record. We are creeped out by the homeless statue.
Other neighbors felt that it was an insulting depiction of the Son of God. And that it's not right to show him in what appears to be a hobo curled up on a bench. It also demeans the neighborhood.
Jesus.
That's right, folks. I mean, it really, really sums up what Christianity in this country sees Jesus Christ as. I mean, these people this isn't even a story about a Republican or a right-winger, which these people may or may not be. This isn't even a story about them trying to use, their religion to pursue some sort of policy or something. These are people who consider themselves to be followers of Christ, who don't know that Jesus Christ himself was pretty much a homeless guy. He was certainly a vagrant.
Not a huge fan of the 1%. Either.
Yeah, he was not a fan of the 1%. He said he was there to befriend the prostitutes, the poor, the disabled. He cleaned the feet of different prostitutes. He helped out different people who had leprosy and other ailments. I mean, he really took in these people who the rest of society shunned. And he himself lived amongst them. It wasn't, he lived in some hoity-toity area and then came down because he wanted some good PR.
In fact, do you know what Jesus would be saying today if he was alive? And I will make this really strong, confident statement about that. Thanks so much, Michael. Always great coming on the Majority Report. Really glad to be able to talk about these issues that don't get attention in mainstream media.
No, but I mean, really, maybe that's why he was killed, though. Maybe that's why they killed him. He was just the presence of a homeless Jesus was really bringing down Rome's property values.
Yeah, well, those guys are not so into Middle Eastern anti-colonial socialists, which is another way of describing Jesus.